Good morning, everyone. This is Nina with Mariposa and Vine Art Studio, and this is a video response to Miss JenniBellie's and her tutorial on making books out of greeting cards. Hello, Miss Jenni. Hope things are well over the pond. So here's how I did things. I was so excited about doing this project. I went down to our local scrap exchange in Durham, North Carolina, and I bought a bunch of greeting cards. Didn't read through them, but they were fun to look at, and I created this lovely book. I did a few things differently than Jenni. Rather than painting, I gessoed over the top of everything and then used some of JenniBellie's spray inks to create my backgrounds. I love the way that in different areas the paper wasn't completely covered with gesso, and so the inks resisted in lots of interesting ways. There's one I still need to cover. Just too excited about putting it together. Lovely vibrant colors, again, little speckles here where there was no gesso, and then a smoother texture where there was. So just very pretty different color combinations using different pieces of paper that I had to cover the other sides. I did end up sewing my pockets together, the ones that I made. Like here, for example, I got one of those little So Crafty Provo Craft mini machines that sew things up really nicely, so that's what I used here. And then I also, I don't know if you can tell that these are a little bit shimmery, but I made my own glitter sprays out of the LA Colors mineral makeup that you can get at the dollar store. The Dollar Tree around here is a really good one. This page is kind of cool because the writing that was in it was actually in magic marker, and it bled through quite a bit. It was a green magic marker, and even the gesso turned green when I covered it because I guess it wasn't completely water resistant. So some of the writing actually bleeds through here, makes it an interesting part of the background. So I like that. Accidental little pieces. And of course with the spray inks it's hard to keep them in one place, so some of the plain pages also have a few little spots of color here and there. But that is how I did things here. Let me show you what I did on the front and the back. So this is the back side. I just used a little piece of yarn, which is the same thing that I used to bind the pages on. And I left this little tail here. I decided not to put beads on my edge because I like the frill that there is here. But then, just as a shout out to Jenni, I did put beads on my closure. This closure here is just a button that I found at the Cary Creative Center, which is another reuse center that we have locally. And it was a cloth button. It was kind of yellowish. I just used a little bit of alcohol ink on an applicator, and I put some blending solution on it and then just dab that in colors that would match the cover. This cover is actually made from the paper towels that I used to sop up my alcohol inks and my JenniBellie's spray inks when I was making, when I was spraying the colors. I had actually placed on my table some newsprint that came in a box of stuff that I had ordered. I used that sort of to sop up some stuff, and that got colored too. So when I was blotting my pages, this is what turned out. There were a couple places where it was white, so I added a little bit of alcohol ink. Very vibrant spaces here where you can see that. It looks a little bit different than where the JenniBellie's sprays are. And then on the inside, I actually used the newsprint to cover the inside of my book. Now, again, I was in such a hurry that I forgot to put my closure tab in there, so when I sewed the little button in, I had to find a way to cover where the sewing was, so I took another little piece of my newsprint that was sort of matching. So I'll probably cover that up or do it right the next time. The back, I disguised it a little bit better with the piece that matched more closely, so you can't see that. What else? I kind of like the way it turned out. I like the little tail here. It looks like it has a ponytail. This came from AC Moore. It's one of their $1 skeins of yarn. Can't beat that. And then I just used a stamp on the front. Very simple. I'm not super elaborate when it comes to embellishing. So all I did was use a script stamp to stamp in a couple of places. I might end up adding a few more things here. But this is my first attempt at making one of these. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. And we'll see where we go from here. I hope you enjoyed looking at my little creation, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!